All of you, welcome back to course soft computing. Our today's topic of video is introduction to radial basis function network. So in the last video we discussed about the various types of or we can say classification of neural network. Now in this video we are going to discuss about radial basis function network. So let's discuss what is a radial basis function network is. So we can say that radial basis function network, it's a special type of ANN that make use of radial basis function as a activation function, because we have seen when we discussed the architecture of artificial neural network, at that time I told you about the activation function. Why do we require activation function? In order to bring the non-linearity, or in order to normalize the output in the specific range, that is in the range of -1 to +1, we require a activation function. So there are various types of activation functions are there: tanh activation function, sigmoid, softmax, ReLU, leaky ReLU, n number of activation functions are there which help us to bring non-linearity in our output or to normalize our output in the specific range. Now the radial basis function network is a special kind of ANN which make use of radial basis function as an activation function in their network, and this network was invented in the year of 1988 by Broomhead and Lowe. Now the next thing is that why do we require radial basis function network? Then we discuss more about the radial basis function network. So first of all we try to understand what is the need of RBN. So in this case I have shown you these three diagrams. This is first, second and third. So what we can say, what you observe over here, the main thing is that you have linearly separable data and non-linearly separable data. So in this case, can I say that, see in this case my data set consists of two classes. One is a dark circle and second one is a simple circle. Can I say this data set or this data is linearly separable? The answer is yes. This vertical line separates your two class. Okay, so we can say that it is linearly separable. This is again linearly separable. So here you can see dark circle and here you can see normal circle is there. These are two classes are there, so it is linearly separable. Just by drawing this line we can divide this into two parts. But is it possible, can we say that this is a linearly separable data? Suppose we draw vertical line, can we separate this? No. Suppose we draw horizontal line, can we separate it? No. Suppose we draw horizontal, vertical, slanted line, then again can we separate it? No. So this is linearly not separable data. So the thing is that whenever we have the problem of classification, we want that your dataset should be a linearly separable. So suppose your dataset is non-linearly separable, we need to bring it to the linearly separable. So this is what the thing. In this case what we can say, and or functions are linearly separable as shown in figure 1 and 2, whereas XOR of function is not linearly separable, and we, for the purpose of classification problem, we want that data to be linearly separable. So what should we do? So in that case we need to increase the dimensions of a feature vector. Feature is important. Feature is nothing but attributes. Okay, just like that. Suppose you need to recognize a cat or dog, you need to have feature, you need to extract the feature, what is a size of ear, how the eyes look like. So these are called as a feature. So in this case suppose your data is not linearly separable, then what you will do, you will try to increase the dimensionality, you need to increase the dimensions of feature vector. That is what the thing, and that and for that purpose you can make use of radial basis network. Radial basis network can be used to increase the dimensionality of a feature vector, so that you can bring your dataset into linearly separable form, so that you can use it for classification purpose. So what will happen, suppose we increase the dimensions of feature vector, what will happen? Then the linear separability of feature vector increases. Means the thing is that if you increase the dimensionality of feature vector, then ultimately it helps to increase the linear separability of a feature vector, and that we want in our classification problem. So RBN help us to do this. That's why we required a RBN. So what RBN will do? RBN will transform the input signal into a particular form that can be then fed into the network to get the linear separability. This is what a role of RBN. Now let's see how RBN help us to bring the linear separability in your feature vector. Now try to understand the architecture of RBN. So in case of RBN, what you can say here, you can say this is the structure of radial basis function network, or you can say that it is RBN, radial basis network. Radial basis function network is also called as a radial basis network, and this is what a structure. So we can say that radial basis network is that ANN which consists of input layer, output layer, and at one hidden layer. Okay, this is what a specialty of radial basis network. It consists of one input layer, one output layer, and one hidden layer, just like your multi-layer perceptron. We have seen that in single layer perceptron there is only input layer and the output layer, but there is no hidden layer is there. But in case of radial basis network, we required at least one hidden layer, and this hidden layer help us to map this non-linearly separable data to separable data. So how that radial basis structure works? So here you will provide the input x is provided, and here what we have, here we have deployed radial basis function which takes the input, it maps it to specific form, and then it provides it to the hidden layer, and then finally we got the output. So in this case, as I told you earlier, that radial basis network is that network which make use of that make use of radial basis function as a activation function, and it consists of one hidden layer. This is what a main specialty of RBN, that it make use of the radial basis function as activation function, and it has one hidden layer, and this radial basis function help us to map this, means mapping of this input data to specific form. That is a role played by this RBN, because we already understand what is the role of activation function. It helps to bring the non-linearity. So here that radial basis function play a very important role in mapping your non-linear or you can say not linearly separable data into linearly separable data. That is what a important thing. So here you can see RBN is a special class of network, a single hidden layer feed forward neural network for application to problems of supervised learning. And where you will use RBN, you will use RBN for function approximation, time series prediction, and specifically in case of classification problem, because I just shown you the example that in case of classification problem you want to draw a particular line which linearly separates your data set, and this is what a important thing, because linearly separable data is important to have good accuracy in case of classification problem. If your data set is not linearly separable, then it's very difficult for you to get a appropriate output. So for that purpose you need to transform your data set, you need to transform it into linearly separable. So how can you do this? By increasing the dimensions of feature vector. If you increase the dimensions of feature vector, ultimately help us to bring the linear separability among your data set, and by which you can get your output correct. So this is how RBN works. Now again we'll see more structure of RBN. So here I have shown you 4 diagrams. So here in the first diagram, what we can say, it's a single output RBN that uses weighted sum. So in this case single output RBN is there. Here we have input, as I told you earlier that in case of RBN or RBF, what we have input layer, one hidden layer, and the output layer. So this is a single output RBN which calculates the weighted sum. So in this case this sign is there, this is a weighted sum. So you are providing x and y as a input. There is a hidden layer where processing will take place, then its output is some weighted sum of that output is taken, which is considered as your final output. So this is a first type of RBN. This is another type of RBN where you can see what you can see a single output RBN, but here instead of taking weighted sum we are taking the weighted average. This is what a difference between this first and second. In this case it is also a single output, but in this case we are taking weighted sum, but in this case we are taking weighted average of output which is generated by the hidden layer. Then in the third diagram you can see that it's a two output RBN with a weighted sum. Again, two input is there, two output is there, hidden layer is there. Whatever the output that is produced by hidden layer, for which you have to take the weighted sum. Similarly, in the fourth diagram, what we have here, we have two here two output RBN is there, but it is along with the weighted average. Means these two diagram represented weighted sum, and this two diagram represented the weighted average. So these are the different architecture of RBN. In case of RBN, one thing is mandatory, that it should have one input layer, one output layer, and one hidden layer. One hidden layer is mandatory in case of radial basis function network, just like a multi-layer perceptron. In multi-layer perceptron we have seen that at least one hidden layer is important. In case of multi-layer perceptron you may have more number of hidden layer, but in case of RBN you require at least minimum one hidden layer. This is what a specialty of RBN. So I hope you understand what is the use of RBN. RBN is specially used in the purpose of time series prediction, classification and approximation. Thank you.